I hope you had time to pause the video and try example 2 on your own. So I'm assuming that you did. So we're going to go through this example a little bit quicker. So f plus g of x is f of x plus g of x. So here's my f of x function. We got x squared minus 2 plus my g of x function of 3x plus 4. So combine your like terms. We don't have any other x squared, so that comes down. We have no other x's, so 3x comes down. And then negative 2 plus 4 gives me 2. So my domain for this one is negative infinity to infinity because we have no fractions and no radicals. So then f minus g of x is f of x minus g of x. And we are going to remember when we subtract our g of x, we're putting that in parentheses. So f of x gets wrote down, and then minus our g of x. Now again, if you write it just this way, the only thing we're subtracting is the first term of my g of x, because notice that doesn't change here. So that is why you have to put this in parentheses here. So now I'm subtracting the entire thing. So we're going to bring down our f of x, and then we need to distribute that negative into our g of x. So this is minus 3x, now minus 4. That's what you'll get messed up on. And so we'll have x squared minus 3x, and now negative 2 plus 4 gives me a negative 6. So what is its domain? Well, it's negative infinity to infinity because my answer here has no fractions and no radicals. Part C, we have f times g of x, so that is f of x times g of x. So my f of x is x squared minus 2. My g of x is 3x plus 4. So those are going in parentheses, and then we are going to use FOIL. So my first term is right here. X squared times 3x is 3x cubed. My outer 3x, or sorry, x squared times 4 will give me 4x squared. My inner terms, negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And then my last, negative 2 times 4 gives me negative 8. And you have no like terms. You have an x cubed, x squared, x constant. This is my final answer. So again, what is the domain? The domain is all real numbers because we have no fractions and no radicals. And then lastly on part D, we have f over g of x. So that is f of x over g of x. So my f of x is x squared minus 2, and my g of x is 3x plus 4. I can't do anything with that. I cannot simplify the 2 and the 4, and I cannot cancel out an x here. That does not work. So now to find the domain, it is not all real numbers because of this fraction. We know that we should not, and not should not, we cannot divide by 0. So I'm going to take that denominator and set it to not equal 0. So first thing I'm going to do is subtract over that 4. And then I'm going to divide by 3. And so we get x cannot equal negative 4/3. So if you have to write that in interval notation, we need to talk about every number that is less than negative 4/3. And so that's negative infinity to negative 4/3 with a parenthesis because it's not included. And then the union of negative 4/3 to infinity. Because now we're talking about every number that's greater than. Because these both have parentheses, that means we are excluding that negative 4/3.